Alright, welcome back to part 3 of my series on how to create your own home in the Fallout 3 Geck. This is the fun part for me. A lot of people hate this part. I'm not exactly sure why, but we're going to get started with the nav meshing. So the nav meshing is what you're going to need in order for NPCs and, like followers, enemies to be able to move around in the house. Because if there's no nav meshing, they will just stand in one spot, or they may not even be able to enter the house at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and jump into our house cell that we just made. And then we're going to start the nav meshing. So before we get started, what I do is I turn this off. This snap to grid, I make sure that it's not on, because you want to be able to freely place the points wherever you want, and you don't want that snap to grid getting in your way. So we're going to open the Navmesh toolbar, and I'm going to try to explain to you what I'm doing as we go along. Okay, so these 3 items right here are going to be the things that you can select. So let me start. For example, I'll put down 3 points. Let me check them all first. I'll put down 3 points. Okay, so if you have this checked, you'll be able to select like this like the actual like mesh. If you have this checked, you'll be able to select the points like these. And if you have this checked, you'll be able to select like the lines right here. And you can make use of all of these different things to help you position a nav mesh in certain ways, or delete parts that you don't want while still keeping parts that you do want. So like, for example, if maybe I don't like this part, I could just check that, hit delete, and only that part will go away while I still keep these. Okay, so I hope that made sense. These eye things right here are going to be the view. So if you have this one checked, you'll have the standard view, which basically means everything looks like normal. If you have this one checked, you'll be able to see the nav mesh and be able to like look through the walls as well. Or is that this one? No. Yeah, that's this one. So this one, you can look through walls and still see the nav mesh. So let me come over here. You see, I can still see the nav mesh through the wall. That's what this eye thing is gonna do. So if I go back to standard, you see I can't see it. This allows me to see through walls. And then this third one makes it so that you only see the nav mesh and nothing else. Alright? And test nav mesh, that's for testing it. I never really used that one. I think this is more for Skyrim for me. I can't see what the rest of these do. This one finalizes the nav mesh. I'll show you the rest of these if we make use out of them. A lot of them I don't know what they do, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But anyway, let's get started on this. So I'm going to show you a few methods that you can do to get started with this. So one thing that you can do is you can place down a point, right? You'll need 3 points, and you just connect them together. So I'm right clicking to place down these points, and then I can hold control and select all 3 of them, and then I'll press A on my keyboard, and everything will make the nav mesh. All right, so you can do that over here. Like, I can place another point, hold control, select them all, and then press A, and then NPCs will be able to walk along this area. All right, so you would do this to the whole house. So before we do that, I want to share some tips with you. So if you have these 2 points selected, right, and I hold control and I go to press right click, it will automatically place another point and connect some pieces to it. So this can make things a little bit faster. For example, I'll do it again. I'll hold control, press right click, it makes that over here. Now I could go over here, hold control, press right click, and then make that, you know? So you can nav mesh way faster if you do it this way. Boom, boom, boom. All right. But I'm not going to do it that way. I'll do that in other cells. But for this one, I want to show you, since I'm trying to teach you, I want to show you the safest way to nav mesh when doing this. Because sometimes when you get a lot of nav mesh going on and you start doing things like, let's say I start putting the nav mesh like right here on this top floor right here. There's a chance that you can accidentally click the nav mesh that's below it instead of above it, and then you'll have to delete your points, and then you'll delete pieces of your nav mesh that you don't want, and you have to do it all over, and it could be annoying. So the way to make sure that you definitely don't mess up is to just right click and put points in all of the corners. This is usually what I do to just make sure that everything is safe and you get around the clutter really nicely and everything is good. So let's try to make this quick. And we'll get this side as well. And when you're nav meshing, right, I don't want to do something like, I don't want to do this, for example. And let me put this eye thing back on so you can see. You don't want to have this nav mesh going underneath the desk like this. You can easily just put nav mesh over this whole thing, but it's going to kind of like be sloppy because NPCs will ignore the object that's in front of them, like this desk, and because there's a nav mesh underneath it, and they'll just try to walk through it or just keep walking against it, and that's just going to look bad. So what you want to do is you just want to nav mesh around the desk so that NPCs, if they're trying to get here and they're standing here, they will actually walk around the desk as opposed to trying to walk through it. All right. So I am going to just delete this piece right here. And we're going to do this again. And I'm only going to show you like this first part and the stairs, just so you get an understanding of what's going on, and then I'll jump ahead. And you don't have to get every single corner, you just need to get where the NPCs are going. Make sure you fill this in too. I'm kind of in a rush, so I'm messing it up a little bit. Let me grab this part right here. Alright, so the stairs. When you're nav meshing stairs, what I like to do is I place 2 points at the very top of it. Okay? And then I place 2 points at the very bottom, right here. All right. Now, I grab, you could either do it from the top or the bottom. Like, I'll just grab these 2 from the top. 1, 2, and then scroll down here to the bottom, and then click that 3. And then you'll get this triangle like this. Then once you have this, just click the other side. Boom. Hey, bam. There you go. Now the stairs is nav meshed. I know a lot of people talk about how they don't like, nav meshing stairs, or it doesn't work for them and stuff like that. I never really had that issue. I use the same method in Skyrim as well, and it just doesn't really give me any problems. So if I want NPCs to walk underneath these stairs, I wouldn't put nav meshing right here because the stairs are so low, so they wouldn't be able to walk below that. So if I want, I could put it right here. It's not a big deal, but just in case you want to have something over here for NPCs to be able to interact with, you can do that. All right. So I'm just gonna pretty much fill in the rest of this part, and then we're gonna jump ahead. All right, here we are. Here's the finished product. As you can see, everything in the house is neatly nav mesh. Nothing's going through the furnitures or anything like that, so NPCs will walk around everything if they need to. So, there you go. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. This is my bathroom. Wow, that bathroom looking kind of empty right there. I don't know. I should probably do something about that. All right. Yeah. And then once you finish, this is what I like to do. Right here in this box, you click that, and it'll finalize the cell nav meshes. You will get that green triangle thingy that appears. That is the triangle that has like the door marker on top of it. So once you do that, you hit. I also, after I check that checkbox, I like to click on this tab right here where it says nav mesh, and I go to finalize cell nav meshes, and then it save. All right, that kind of scared me for a while. Oh wait, did it save? Hold on, give it a second. Alright, so unfortunately, right as I finished and I went to save, the damn thing crashed on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you me just nav meshing it after I put all the points in all the corners and stuff like that. So it just makes it much easier. Also, I forgot, what I usually do when I nav mesh is I put a little triangle right here in front of the door. This way, when you get that green marker at the end, when you finalize the cell nav mesh, it won't be super big. It'll just be within this small triangle right there once I place this yellow marker over it. Alright, so this is why I like to just place the points first, because you could get everything super fast and you don't have to worry about selecting the wrong points. So once again, I'm gonna jump ahead and we're gonna see if we could get it finalized this time. Alright, finished product again. Finalize cell nav mesh. I'm gonna close this out. Gonna hit save. Then I'm gonna go to nav mesh and finalize cell nav meshes. That way I'm gonna save it again, and then I'm going to move my box right here a little bit, and I'll try to. There we go. That's what I wanted. That little triangle right there. That's why I like to do that. All right. So I'm gonna save it, and then now we should be good. Alright, so here we are, back outside. Here's our house. We're gonna go inside. Well, it's actually Rodney's house. But as you can see, the place is nav mesh, and he's able to walk around. I don't know what he just grabbed. He must have grabbed one of those Brahmin steaks off the table. Yeah, now he's sitting down to eat it. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I need to put something underneath that. But yeah, that's pretty much how you make a house. You can see I got the lighting a little bit better. And yeah, everybody could walk up here. The auto doors scripts are attached to here. We made a video about that as well. So if you want to know how to make automatic closing doors, go ahead and check out my video on how to do that. And yeah, there's our bathroom. It's still pretty empty in here. I should do something about that. And oh, we should probably change the way that door opens. And here's the bedroom. I think I should put a little bit of rugs or something. But yeah, that's about it. So hope this video helped you guys out.